What's up, Nightwalkers? Today, I'll be going over the Panobridge. Before I get going in this video, there's a couple of things that I want to go over first. Now, thing number one is this YouTube channel. So this YouTube channel, I've been doing this for a while. I work at TVC now. However, TVC has no affiliation with this channel other than I work there, and this channel is not something I do as part of my job at TVC, just make that clear. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that, if you have a question about anything that you see on this, on my YouTube channel, old videos, new videos, whatever, get a hold of me, ask me questions about it. I basically don't want people calling TVC and saying, hey, I'm asking you because, Will said on, this YouTube channel. Well, Will's Will. Ask Will if you got a question about something Will said. So anyways, if you want to get a hold of me, there's a comment section. Just comment below the videos if you have a question on that. On the YouTube homepage, there's a banner at the top. There's a couple of logos at the bottom of the banner. One of those takes you to my blog. You can contact me through the blog as well, through the contact section. So if you have questions about stuff, get a hold of me and just ask me about it. Thing number two is I want to make it very clear what my relationship is with Noisefighters. It's pretty simple. I'm going to blow through it because I don't want to tie up too much more time. But basically, Neil, the owner of Noisefighters, contacted me last year, asked if I'd be interested in checking this thing out, giving him some feedback. I said, hell yes. He sent me the NDAs and all that. I signed it. He sent me some prototypes. I gave him some feedback. And I told him, when you have a production one ready, I'll buy it from you. That's how much I liked it. I'll have to brag about it, but as far as I know, I think I'm the first regular person to actually buy one of these things. And so I liked it enough that I bought one of these things. And so that's basically my relationship with Noisefighters. All right, so let's get into this. So the Panobridge, man, I don't know how I'm going to say this. Okay, here it goes. So basically, the Panobridge, in my opinion, it's the best dual PVS-14 bridge mount available right now. So I was trying to be funny and dramatic. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty straightforward why, in my opinion. It weighs 1.4 ounces. It articulates. It has adjustable hinge points to where you could tighten up how tight you want them. You could remove an arm if you wanted to. It locks up good on the 14s, on the housings. And yeah, that's to me, it's pretty straightforward why that makes it the best dual PVS-14 bridge available right now, in my opinion. So, disclaimer, obviously, dual PVS-14s aren't ideal for everybody. In fact, I generally would discourage the majority of people from running dual PVS-14s. However, there's definitely plenty of people who are running dual 14s, myself included. I obviously, as you can see, have two PVS-14s on this Panobridge. So if you're somebody who's decided that you want to run dual 14s or you are doing it, then having the lightest bridge available is going to make it more enjoyable. It's going to make it perform better for you especially during long duration use periods. All right, so when it comes to the Pano part of Panobridge, I got to make this very clear for people, so I don't want to mislead people. So you're not going to get, GP and VG level performance out of the Panobridge. I mean, that should be a no-brainer, but because you got 2 tubes versus 4, obviously. But some people they may think otherwise, just because it's called Panobridge. And so the reason that this is the case is with GP and VGs, you got 4 tubes. So you got 2 tubes in the center that are looking straight ahead, and then you got 2 tubes on the outside. And so the 2 tubes in the center, because they're looking straight ahead and you're looking through zone 1, they're going to give you a better image. And then your outside tubes are going to give you that panoramic effect with it. And so here's some pictures to look at. And basically what I'm talking about is, so zone 1 is going to give you the best performance possible. That's what center resolution is quoted at on the spec sheets. That's going to be your zone 1. Zone 2, that's going to, for most devices, not all of them, but generally the image, as you start getting closer to zone 3, the image is going to degrade. It's not going to be as good as zone 1. And then zone 3, there's going to be noticeable distortion compared to how it looked in zone 2 and in zone 1. And so with the Panobridge, when you have it all the way maxed out at maximum width, it's unavoidable. I mean, you're going to be looking through zone 2 and zone 3. When you're looking straight ahead. And so you're going to see that your image is going to degrade some. Some tubes are worse than others in that regard. Myself, I find it that I prefer to run it. It's kind of a medium setting. I don't even know how it would look right here, but I just set it by eye. But basically, I like it kind of in a middle setting. When you're going to run the Panobridge at the wide setting, you're going to have to lower your mount pretty low. I think on my G24, I'm bottomed all the way out. And then as you widen them out, you're basically going to have to raise it up as well. And so you're going to have to use the tilt on your mount to get these to where they're lined up with your eyes. When you have the Panobridge at the widest setting, you do have the ability where you can actually sneak in a thermal in between, and you can actually see the thermal. So you can, without even articulating these things, you can actually look at your screen on the thermal display. And I've done this quite a few times. It's actually pretty cool. You know, you can only get it so close, obviously, but that is one benefit to having it at this widest setting. Now, the downside of this widest setting is you effectively have a blind spot right here. So you just got to be careful. Obviously, if you're doing certain things, you just want to make sure that you're not missing any threats on this part of it, or that you're not going to run into like a pole or something like that, you know. So just keep that in mind. You know, big hole in the ground, whatever the case is. And then if you're trying to aim passively or something like that, you just have to turn your head basically to line up your tube with your optic. I was unable to put together a video to accurately represent how the Panobridge looks to your eye. So that's why you don't see any night vision video. However, here's a photo from the Noisefighters website, and this does an excellent job of showing how it looks. The Panobridge is light. However, you can make this whole setup actually even lighter. And so the way you do that is with these digital battery compartments. And so by replacing the battery compartments, you know, your standard ones, they use the knob on the back, and then you got the gain control knob on the front, single AA battery. These digital ones, and these are being sold, I believe Neil's selling these on the Noisefighters website. The downside to going with the digital is if these things are under warranty from somebody, so let's say you bought these brand new from TMVC or from wherever, and you have a warranty on it, if you swap out your battery compartment, you're going to void your warranty. So that's a big downside to that. However, if you don't have a warranty on your PVS-14s, replacing the battery compartment, it's really easy. You basically have these 4 little screws in here. Just look up how to disassemble, or how to assemble a PVS-14. You can't be an idiot with it, because you could damage these ribbon cables and render your device not working. So anyways, there's a way to do it. Just look it up. Make sure you do it the right way. So here's your on-off button, infrared, IR illuminator button here, and this is how you adjust the gain control on it. Now, what I really like about this setup is, whenever I grab my goggles and they're articulating, I get my hands on them anyways, because if they've been in storage, I'm going to have to typically, put them to where they have to go. And so with the buttons being here in this location, I can turn them both on at the same time. So I actually just do this, and I can put them both on at the same time. And then my hands are already there, and I get them adjusted, and I'm good to go. And then when it's time to turn them both off, just like that. So it's kind of neat, whereas on a typical PVS-14, you're going to have to run the knobs on each device at the same time. Not a big deal. However, I do find it's pretty cool being able to just turn them off and on like that at the same time. I think it's kind of neat. However, the on-off button, it's not protected, so you got to be careful, because if you accidentally turn this thing on, and you don't have the caps on or something, that could be a bad day. So I would definitely recommend with these push button ones, I would remove the battery, if you're not going to be using it, just to be safe. Now, one thing that's cool about them, they can run 123s or AA's, doesn't matter. You don't need an adapter in them, so you could do a AA. You could take a 123, pop it in there, and same thing, it works. So check this out. Now, the other cool thing about it is the 123 is going to give you 70 hours of use is what they claim, and that's pretty significant. I mean, going from 40 hours on a AA to 70 on a 123, I mean, 40 hours is plenty of time. However, 70 is nice too. These are a consistent 0.5. And just to give you a reference, lithium L91 AA lithiums, those are 0.5 all day long. So, 0.5 between the 123, you get 70 hours out of this thing compared to 40 out of this one. So in my opinion, if you got 123s to use, there's no weight penalty. You're going to get more runtime out of them. It's pretty cool. I'd run the 123As. That's one nice thing about those battery compartments. The scale's set to ounces. Check this out. So, man, that's crazy, right? So 22.1 ounces for dual PVS-14s. That's light. If you've run dual PVS-14s before, ever weighed them, you'll know what I'm talking about. Here's some weights from a previous video that I did showing different dual bridge weights out there, as well as I'll put a photo up here of when I weighed my Sentinel. And that's, I mean, pretty close. It's pretty much the same type of weight. And so the ability to have, dual PVS-14s on a dual bridge like this at that kind of a weight level, it's pretty cool. Like I said, this weight's with these digital battery compartments. So if you have 14s where you don't want to void the warranty on them, then I would definitely recommend not to switch out the battery compartments because you don't want to void your warranty. However, if you have non-warranted PVS-14s, then hell yeah, I would swap these things out for the digitals. To wrap up the video, the Panobridge is a super cool product. I think this thing it's awesome, man. I really think it's cool to see a guy like Neil step outside his lane, do something completely different. I just think it's killer. He's an American made. Neil's a vet as well. I think that's cool. There's a lot of guys out there hating on it, talking shit. I've never even used it yet. That's unfortunate, but that's expected. You may or may not take full advantage of this, but is it going to give you wider than 40-degree field of view? Yeah, that's what it does, man. You can do it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.